Pola.
Hola, Magnesi.
We love listening to Today FM because it rocks in bar.
Hola, my name is Isal. I've been listening to Today FM.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Tonight, blank CD war breaks out due to prices. Ra Village hit by Winston relocates. And staying home not an option, says Education Ministry.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spade.
Calls are being made tonight to improve the quality of locally produced blank CDs that's allegedly costing consumers and video library operators a fortune. The CDs are produced solely by Janti Canavan Limited. Roland Koroy reports.
It's the quality of these CDs that are in question. The blue CDs are said to freeze up or not read at all on many DVD players.
It has defects. There's no question about it.
There's also claims of huge losses when disgruntled consumers demand replacements.
They're wasting money and time or running around for replacements of DVDs. The quality is very poor, and we did mention to the factory itself.
This is the preferred CD manufactured overseas and according to the Fiji Video Library Association is of the best quality. Now the blue CDs that in question, it's produced locally and according to the association undergoes a bonding process that produces defects. When approached, Jigar Khatri, the general manager of Janti Canavan Limited, the local producers of CDs, refused to comment, referring us instead to FIRCA. Questions sent to FIRCA remain unanswered. Last week, FIRCA is alleged to have raided a number of shops who were supposedly purchasing the white CDs illegally.
If anybody turns up selling a blank DVD to us, a carton of blank DVD with a genuine invoice, that's what we're interested in. We don't know whether it is, if it entered the country in the right way or not.
More meetings are expected over the next few days as the usually silent Fiji Video Library Association speaks up against the alleged poor quality of locally produced CDs. Roland Koroy, FBC News.
We now join Roland live. Roland, interesting developments for the DVD owners?
Jackie, the Fiji Video Library Association is one that's not usually in the limelight. In fact, they have been in operation for the past few years, operating behind the scenes, so to speak. But this is one issue that they've decided to come out and speak on, not because it just affects their business, but it also affects consumers who are, speaking literally, the general public. And to shed more light on it is with me, the president of the Fiji Video Library Association, Mr. Praveen Rama. Mr. Rama, tell us, how often do you receive complaints about these locally produced discs?
Good evening. We always have 4 to 5 complaints from DVD outlets, and a lot of consumers, they complain to us regarding these blue locally made blank DVDs for production. And we also look at to see the relevant authorities about this issue, and just like the Commerce Commission, and we urge the government of the day to remove the levy of $5 which for important blank DVDs to bring quality, price and satisfaction to the customers.
You mentioned the levy, that was going to be my next question. Since the locally produced ones are not working and not up to the quality that you require, as you say, why not just use the imported ones?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. We've been told that a 50 cents levy which is in place lately with the relevant authorities, but we still haven't been given the written confirmation about this levy, and we were very concerned. But we're urging the government of the day to remove that $5 levy which is in place on the imported blank DVDs, which is normally known as Prinko, which is very good quality, and it's a reasonable price, and I think the customers will be satisfied with.
Just very quickly, Mr. Rama, moving forward, I know you just mentioned that you would like to request the government. What's your next step moving forward?
We'll be writing from tomorrow onwards to the relevant authorities and to look for a betterment for the business. We'll be looking into it.
Mr. Rama, thank you for your time. Jackie, as I had mentioned earlier on numerous occasions, and I'd like to reiterate this, we had tried to get a comment from the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority. That proved futile. We had also tried to talk to the local producers, Janti Canavan. That also proved futile. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that update, Roland. A coastal village which took a direct hit from tropical cyclone Winston is relocating. Edwin Nunn reports Nayavutoka village in Ra is permanently moving to higher ground.
This pristine village on the Ra coast was flattened by TC Winston. Now 60 families are building new homes away from the ocean.
Some families are now moving their house to the hill because they have learned from what happened during tropical cyclone Winston, and it's better for us to move because it's more safer.
11 months after tropical cyclone Winston tore through Nayavutoka village, the first house is being rebuilt up on a hill. And now 62 families will be rebuilding their homes up along this hill to ensure that they don't suffer in future natural disasters.
2 people died in Nayavutoka. These villagers don't want to lose any more lives.
We have suffered a lot during the cyclone, and I have told the villagers to prepare ourselves every time because we never know when a natural disaster will strike again.
Most of the houses here were swept away by tidal waves. Some families have been given small homes by Habitat for Humanity, but these too will relocate.
Life has slowly returned almost to normal in Nayavutoka. I say almost because the houses you see are temporary. They've been rebuilt using all the debris and corrugated iron. Now they're waiting for the hardware companies to deliver the building materials so they can move up to the hills where it will be safer. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Staying home when the school term has started is not an option for children still trying to enroll in school. Minister for Education Dr. Mahendra Reddy says they have received numerous complaints from parents who are struggling to find a school to register their children. Kelly Vadala reports.
It's already been a week since the new school year, and some children are missing out on the start of 2017 academic year.
There are a lot of schools in close proximity. What we are saying to parents is that if you can't find a place for your child in a school that you want to, come to us, we will find a place for your child in a school. It might not be the school that you want to, but we will get you a space. It's our responsibility to get a space for your child's school. There's no way the child will stay home.
FBC News took to the streets today to ask Fijians about what they think of students still not starting school.
I definitely agree that students should be given assistance to find a school and attend to school as well. We can't have students looking for schools now.
I believe it's not fair because some children, they would like to travel to schools like in Suva and some of their parents' choices.
I believe that there has been school zones, and even still students are not attending schools because they can't find what schools they want to get into.
Education Minister Reddy says students should be enrolled in schools near their homes because the zoning program will help reduce overcrowding. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
The new Anjuman Hidayat ul Islam Technical College campus, which opened today at Vudi South Road in Nausori, will definitely help students who were unable to complete high school. While opening the college, Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama said students in rural areas will now be able to broaden their knowledge in fields they wish to study. Ana Ravulo has more.
It was a wonderful day for communities and families along Vudi Road and in surrounding rural areas as the new technical college offers a better education and better future.
A promise I made that young people would have access to a far-reaching network of technical college campuses, institutions where they could take on the skills and expertise they needed to find success, launch themselves into meaningful and fulfilling careers, and begin helping shape our nation's future developments.
The principal of the school says the courses offered will go a long way for students who feared they had no future.
We're trying to engage our technical college towards the community as a whole, especially those in interior where they are out of reach of this tertiary institute, they are being left out.
165 students are expected to graduate soon, and the school is anticipating to enroll more students this year. Ana Ravulo, FBC News.
National Federation Party President and suspended MP Rokotupo Ranindalo has resigned from Parliament, releasing only a written statement. Ranindalo says her suspension last year made it impossible for her to carry out her duties as an elected official. Maggie Boyle with the story.
I believe we cannot properly.
In a statement to FBC News, Tupol Njanendalo says she resigned last Friday with correspondence sent to the Speaker of the House, Dr. Chico Luveni.
But now she has actually resigned, which means the next incumbent will have to replace her based on the recommendation of the Electoral Commission.
NFP leader Professor Biman Prasad says Njanendalo's suspension was harsh and unfair, and she was unable to do what she was elected for.
That suspension was unwarranted, unjustified. The IPU made similar recommendations.
In the meantime, Rakiraki lawyer Semi Titoko will be the acting NFP president. With the resignation, the NFP now have a vacant seat in the House, which is expected to be taken up by veteran politician Parmod Chand.
Done it in the past, and I'm grateful that I am able to serve my people again. I have the opportunity to serve my nation and the people of my nation.
Njanendalo's short term in Parliament has been fraught with controversy. In June of last year, she was suspended for a serious breach of privilege after she called the Education Minister a fool. The second-generation politician has been a vocal MP advocating for the rule of law, something she says she will continue outside of Parliament. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Still to come ahead, Bala reveals plans for Nandi and Navua, and Lautoka to Suva walkathon planned.
मेरा नाम कमल रोशनी है। हम लोगों में रहते हैं और मिर्ची एफएम सबसे बेस्ट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम मेसी है, हम गोल्ड टाउन तापुआ में रहता है और मिर्ची इज हॉट इन तापुआ।
Hi, we Badals. We love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
निवेश तवरा में रहता हूँ, सुनता है यहाँ मिर्ची एफएम is very hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Work progresses on how and when Nandi Town will be declared a city. In an exclusive with FBC News, local government minister Pravin Bala also mentioned upcoming major developments for Navua and Lautoka. Ali Kimbia with the details.
While it's one of the fast developing towns in the country, the transition of Nandi Town to Nandi City is still in the discussion.
We're going to have a meeting with the residents of Nandi in a few weeks' time, and we're going to set up an interim committee to look into ways and means how we're going to work towards declaring Nandi a city.
For the people of Nandi, major changes are expected if Nandi is to become a city.
It's really good that Nandi will be a city soon because of the development and the new building.
I expect more developments into the buildings and good conditions of the roads.
Roads must be improved, and there should be more new development taking place in Nandi.
Apart from Nandi, Bala has also confirmed that Navua will be declared a town this year.
So now the works has been completed in terms of roading, street lighting and footpath. So we are just working with the interim committee that is in place in Navua, and we'll be setting a date for Navua to become a town. Definitely first quarter of this year.
While speaking to FBC News, Bala also updated us on the work carried out at Tichechal Park in Lautoka. He says it's almost done and it will be open next month. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Residents in Labasa town are fearful that they will be the target of robberies and attacks if their streetlights are not fixed. They are asking authorities to fix it as soon as possible. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
It's now over a month since the street lights have not been working, and residents here have been moving around these streets in the dark. They are concerned about their safety.
Nobody has come and fix this up. So, it's dangerous. It's very dark here in the night, and, you can have robberies and things like that.
These lights are not working, and the people can steal the things from here. And we want to, 1 month ago, the thing is not working.
The safety of the taxi drivers, there is much more concern because it is hired in this street.
The residents say they have complained to the Labasa Town Council, but were then referred to the Fiji Roads Authority.
Why we suffer when we are paying town rate? Who should be blamed?
Apart from the residential homes, there are shops, a police station, a police post, churches, a primary school and government quarters that are also affected.
Please, if they can come and fix it up as quick as possible.
The residents feel the responsibility of upkeeping the street lights should rest solely with the town council. Eleanor Turangeview, FBC News.
And we're now able to join Eleanor live from Labasa. Eleanor, have you heard anything from the authorities on the matter?
Well, Jackie, there was some correspondence with the Fiji Roads Authority this afternoon regarding the issue. However, as of now, there hasn't been any official email from them regarding our questions that we sent to them about this issue. However, there are a couple of things that I can point out, though, at this stage. In early December last year, FRA had put out a tender calling for contractors for the repairs, maintenance and renewal of the existing street lights here in Labasa as well as in Savusavu. The call for tender was ended on the 22nd of December. Now, we understand that the tender was put out after Prime Fiji Limited was their contract with FRA was terminated, and they had initially been responsible for the maintenance of the street lights in the country. The residents here have also been told by FRA officers here in Labasa that once a new company has been awarded the contract by the Fiji Roads Authority, then the street lights here will then be fixed. And Jackie, we understand that this will likely be towards the end of February.
A 19-year-old student claims her dreams to become a nurse has been shattered when she was allegedly given a wrong injection that has led to a loss of movement in her left leg. However, the health minister says the injection is an allergic reaction and the student should completely recover soon. Shireen Shivan tells us more.
Shweta Gounder, originally from Lautoka, came to Suva with high hopes as a first-year nursing student. After attending her first day of classes at FNU on Wednesday, Shweta visited the Nuffield clinic to get an injection as she suffers from rheumatic heart disease.
So just after the injection, she said she would register me. So I started to feel the cramps. Then I thought maybe it was just because I was sitting for the lectures that long, so I didn't bother that much.
Shweta's friends took her to CWM hospital in Suva, where she claims she was told by the doctors that the nurse at the FNU clinic had given her an injection in a wrong nerve and that she will not be able to use her left leg anymore.
My daughter started crying and said to me, "Mom, I came to Suva to study, but look what has happened to me." This never happened to her before.
I have two other siblings. One is in Form 4, one is in Form 3. I'm the eldest. I thought that after I finish my education, I would support them. But I'm not sure about it now.
Health Minister Rosie Akbar says Shweta was attended to promptly when she visited the CWM hospital and appropriate measures were taken to ensure proper care. She says Shweta will be reviewed tomorrow. The Fiji National University is meanwhile conducting its own investigations. Shireen Shivan, FBC News.
A former police officer is on trial for allegedly raping a 14-year-old girl in January last year. The corporal has been charged with 3 counts of rape. The victim is the youngest child of another policeman. It's alleged that she was sent on an errand to her father but was met by the accused along the way and was raped. The victim took the stand as a witness in closed court today. The trial continues tomorrow. A youth group in Lautoka is planning a walkathon from Lautoka to Suva in aid of 3 brothers who are suffering from an incurable disease known as the Provide Young Generations Movement in Every Society, or PYGMIES. The group are also involved in other community work, such as feeding the homeless people on the streets of Lautoka every fortnight. Ellen Stalls with more.
Muscular dystrophy causes the muscles to weaken, leading to an increasing level of disability. And these 3 brothers, Praveen, Rajnil and Arvind Kumar, have been living with it for 20 years.
My dad is paying for a house bill and all that, but they are above 50. So no one will live forever. So we have to, individually, we have to, me and my 2 brothers, we have to be independent.
Pravin has tried his best to put his writing skills to good use and has had some work published. However, each passing day, it gets harder to work with the disease. It's very hard for me, but I will keep doing this work. Apart from their father, none of their family have helped. The Pygmies group has decided to help raise funds for treatment. Our group does voluntary work, and we heard about this family. My heart was touched, and we decided to help them out. The Pygmies group, which is helping all they can in the community, say that this is their way of giving back and helping those less fortunate. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Fiji recorded its highest annual visitor arrivals early last year, standing at 792,320, which broke the record that was set in 2015. New Zealanders were the highest number of visitors last year, with China being second on the list. A significant increase of 32,922 was recorded for visitors who came for business purposes. Those visiting friends and relatives also recorded a massive increase of 68,262. We now join Rachel as she makes her bow on News Tonight with Business. Tell us what's new in the money world.
Coming up in business, Fiji's economic growth remains on track. And later on in Growing Fiji, Nauvoo to get its own shopping mall, Jackie.
Interesting times in the world of business, and later on in sports with Jamie, Brazilian players join Rewa football side. Stay with us.
Na yavangunga andi moala radada ranalika au tikongona tauna singa toka ando talitaka na vakaronga na Bula FM number 2 na serre
ya dora subuni kurna bili ibora ni patukara hambara binaranga do talitaka na vakaronga na Bula FM number 2 na serre
Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Despite battling Tropical Depression 04F 4 months into the 2016-2017 financial year, Fiji's performance remains on par with its targets. Minister for Economy A.R. Said Kayum also highlighted the importance of the growth Fiji has already achieved. Here's the full report. The Reserve Bank of Fiji has revised its forecast for this financial year due to hiccups caused by natural disasters. However, a growth has been predicted for the next financial year.
The fact is that we are not in negative growth rate. The fact is that we're not below 2% growth rate. And we'll of course find out, very soon in terms of what was the overall growth rate for the financial year that's going to end.
Economist Rohit Kishore says the political stability and policies in place are paving the track for the financial year.
Fiji has come out through all these obstacles, natural disasters and the global phenomena well. And we are strongly placed as we can be going forward. And if we manage our commercial banks well, and if they are still able to provide the credit that the private sector particularly needs for economic development, I think we should be doing well.
Fiji's estimated growth projection was 2.4%. However, the revised figure now stands at 2%. Since Donald Trump's inauguration, the world markets have seen a great deal of activities. We now join Elisapedi from HFC Bank for an update. So tell us what the market looks like.
On the 21st of January 2017, Donald Trump became the 45th President of America with a vow to rebuild America using American hands. According to Reuters, the dollar index fell by 0.1% and has risen about 3.5% since Trump's election victory, but has shed more than 1% so far in January on growing concerns about Trump's protectionist rhetoric and recent comments about his dissatisfaction with the strong dollar. This has also resulted in the weakening of the Fiji dollar, which will be good for our importers but expensive for our exporters.
Now let's take a look at the exchange rates. The Chinese yuan was slightly down against the Fijian dollar, closing at 3.25. The US dollar was also down against the Fijian dollar, closing at 47 cents. The Australian dollar rose slightly to close at 62 cents, while the New Zealand dollar dropped slightly to 65 cents. The PNG Kina was down at $1.31 and the euro rose closing at 44 cents Fijian. On to the commodities market, oil was up 2.1% at 53.22 cents a barrel, while gold was also up by 0.5% at US $1,211 an ounce. Silver rose by $1 to close at $17.07 an ounce. And that's a wrap from the business desk tonight, Jackie.
Exciting stuff. Thanks so much for that, Rachel. The B. Prasad and Sons shopping complex in Navua is in its final stages and is expected to be ready by March. The $5 million development will house a cinema, a wedding hall, and retail outlets. Pranita Prakash has more.
B. Prasad and Sons Limited Managing Director Ashok Prasad says the complex will open opportunities for Navua and its residents.
The people of Navua will benefit, saving their bus fare. A lot of money will be going into their pocket, and like they are at present, they are paying a lot of on the fuel and for bus fares. So they will save more money, and also the money will stay in Navua, and Navua will grow.
The contractor says they're down to putting the finishing touches to the new retail center.
Little bit of major works it's left to be done. Almost I could say it's almost 90% have been completed. So 10% has been left to complete the building.
More than 100 jobs will be created in Navua once the complex is completed. It will also increase the economic activity in the area. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Now to sports, and Jamie joins us now with a preview of what's coming up. Welcome, Jamie. How are you liking our new format?
Hi, Jackie. I think it's great. Glad we have more people in studio now, but kind of sad that I'm still the only guy on set, you know.
Well, you should consider yourself lucky.
I don't know, man. Maybe you can explain that bit to me during the break. Anyway, good evening and welcome to sports. Coming up, it was no easy journey to the top for Fiji's sevens player Setereki Mbituniata. And another Fijian sprint king begins to emerge. Details after the break.
Hola, we from Latoka. We love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hola, my name is Kanto. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Mula Fiji, my name is Florence Ratu. I'm from Corner Number 1 in Tavua, and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits every day and all day.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from the soccer crazy town of Ba. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Lanky Setereki Mbituniata caught the eyes of many around the world after making his debut for the Vodafone Fiji Sevens team in Dubai last month. But for the Naranga man now living his dream, the journey to the top has been one of struggle and sacrifice. Vasnil Prasad reports.
Mbituniata is going to score. Well, what a day it's been for Seta.
His powerful performance on the field can be attributed to the planning which started years ago.
Great supporter of his.
The wages when I was in the nursery under 19 team, I was have a post in my room. I write my goals there and put it up on the wall and looking at it. Achieving it is something big.
Behind this happy face is a painful memory of not having his biggest supporters still around him, his parents.
Wherever they go, where the tournament is held, and for my dad used to acknowledge, used to encourage him and empowering him.
However, his family members have played a major role in ensuring Mbituniata was looked after from day one.
That skinny boy, he had the skills, but he was a bit skinny. Every time there's a tournament, he'll come to us asking for strapper money.
Emotions are sure to run high in this household when one of their own runs onto the Westpac Stadium on Saturday when the Wellington Sevens gets underway. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
And as Vashnil mentioned, the Wellington Sevens does kick off this weekend, and he joins us now live from the GPH in Suva with an update on the national team. Vashnil.
Thank you, Jamie. Well, Setereki Bituniyata has already proved a point and is looking forward to the tournament in Wellington and Sydney come next week and this week probably. And looking at the two debutants, Coach Gareth Beiba has named speedster Nathanieli Lambalamba and hard-hitting Mesulame Kunavula. They are expected to shine in this tournament, and what they have in their hands we will see when they take on teams like South Africa, Australia and Japan in the Wellington tournament. Amenoni Nasila Sila and Alifredi Vaitokani will also hope to prove their worth after being recalled into the squad after their performance in the South America Sevens. Well, as of today, the Fiji Sevens team went through a closed training session. Coach Gareth Beiba got time to spend with the whole set of boys, 14-member squad, with 5 of them joining camp today, and they will go through another 3 sessions in New Zealand before they take on the top teams in Wellington. Jamie.
Banuve Tambakathoro's switch to rugby has made way for another hopeful Fijian sprinter. Samuela Railoa has been in fine form and is looking forward to becoming the next big thing in Fiji athletics.
Samuela Railoa has only goal on his mind.
This year, since Banuve has moved out of athletics, I've trained my best to take up the event of 100 and 200.
The Nandi lad has been performing well on the local scene and is currently Fiji's fastest man in the 100 and 400 meters.
My only goal is to improve, just to come to these weekly competitions and try to improve my time every week I come. So that is happening right now. So I'm happy with my time that I'm getting.
Athletics Fiji is impressed with the youngster.
It's a warning shot out to all the other sprinters who are part of other clubs. Come down, and if you want to topple the fastest man in Fiji at the moment, he sits in the Jet Runners Club by the name of Samu Railoa. It's the fastest team registered.
Fiji has dominated the men's division for sprints event for the past 5 years because of Tambakaudoro, and Railoa has big meters to gain. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
The Fiji National Rugby League needs just over $1 million for the World Cup in Australia in October. As Meli Tavanga reports, the FNRL is in the final stages of submitting its budget to the relevant stakeholders.
Are quite close to one another. 8 more months until the Rugby League World Cup in Australia. The Fiji National Rugby League is here to give their budget for the World Cup.
Just a bit more than $1 million to actually have everything that is needed for the World Cup.
FNRL Chief Executive Timothy Nalemba says their sponsors will also help financially.
We have our major sponsor, and also we have some of our minor sponsors, Pacific Energy, and also other organizations that are willing to support Fiji Bati.
Nalemba says the Fiji Bati team will be insured under the Rugby League International Federation and the World Cup Committee as per to the agreement with FNRL.
We would like to give a bit more to the players, but subject to availability of funds.
Fiji Sports Commission Chair Peter Macy says they stand ready to help.
Rugby League is doing well, so we will be assisting them as much as we possibly can.
The Fiji National Rugby League is hoping to get their financial staff sorted as earlier as possible to allow them to prepare the Fiji Bati well. Meli Tabanga, FBC Sports.
Rio Football has secured the services of 3 Brazilians for next month's OFC Champions League in Tahiti. Rohit Deo caught up with the trio earlier today and filed this report.
While they are still trying to learn the local language, the newcomers have little to learn when it comes to playing football.
Yeah, the people here are the same. My country is the same. It's very happy, enjoy, support you, everyone together. I'm very lucky here.
28-year-old Elias Jr. is a striker and has played in leagues in Brazil, Mexico and Vanuatu.
It's the amazing country. Stay here for a long time. Have good team, good coach. This whole league is the best all league.
Fazer bom desempenho aí nessa Champions League.
22-year-old Marcelo Tanes is the baby of the bunch and plays in midfield, and this will be his first Champions League.
All league is the number one, the Pacific, Auckland Seas, Solomon Warriors, Rewa, the Bar.
The Delta Tigers want to stamp its mark in its first AFC Champions League tournament. Coach Marika Rondu says they are getting overseas-based players in positions they lack experience in.
They add value to the team. They come in with technical experience, and I think after 10 days of training together, I think they've really gelling well with the team.
Rewa is pooled with Vanuatu's Erako FC, Marist FC from the Solomon Islands, and AS Stefana of Tahiti. The AFC Champions League begins on the 25th of next month. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, the Fiji under-17 football side will play their Papua New Guinea counterparts tomorrow in its third match on its New Zealand tour. The Shalen Lal coach team is yet to lose a match on tour. The junior national side drew its first game and won its second. The Fiji-PNG match kicks off at 12 p.m. tomorrow. In our first ever Play of the Day segment, we start off with the English Premier League match between Arsenal and Burnley. This Alexis Sanchez penalty right down the middle gave Arsenal the victory in the 97th minute. That's it from sports this evening. Coming up, weather with Angie, and in the world of weird and wonderful, a dinosaur has been spotted in Suva City. Find out more after the break.
Amatnam Lake, am tena somos ege tanta bua ki am kali X station sune Michi FM is hot.
I am Mahesh Mitha from India. मैं यहाँ पे सिंगाठोका में आया हूँ यहाँ पे घूमने के लिए, और मैं जब भी कार में बैठता हूँ, टैक्सी में बैठता हूँ तो मिर्ची रेडियो सुनता हूँ. It's very fantastic to listen. It's give me energy to hang out here in Singatoka, Fiji.
I'm Moshmi from Malalo Nandi. Mirchi FM is the best.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Last year, one of the biggest and popular trends on social media was live streaming. Now, if you haven't quite grasped the importance and value of this feature, Rachel Nutt will tell you just why you need to.
The live feature is a growing trend which is found on multiple social media platforms. Facebook Live, Twitter Periscope, Instagram Live, and YouTube Live are currently the most common ones. Why live streaming? Well, firstly, this feature offers accessibility above all. It gives the average online customer a way to easily broadcast what's around them. Secondly, the phrase anytime, anywhere is truer than ever. Users can watch live broadcasts whether on their tablets, mobile phones, or even a PC in a matter of seconds. See, both these features greatly increase the average time spent watching videos. So how can you capitalize on this? You can start by creating your own live streaming strategy. For example, if you're a small business who makes t-shirts, perhaps you can live stream new designs from your drawings, or you can even live stream customers' reactions to your new designs right in your store. Remember to always think of live streaming as a window, one that allows your customers a glimpse into your world and your business.
And we join the lovely Angie now with all the very latest in weather.
Warm, dry and sunny conditions prevailed over most parts of the country today. Now let's take a quick look at the temperatures. In the west, it was in the lower 30s. The sun was really on your side if you took a dip in the sea or just strolled on this warm sandy beach. From Peck Harbour to Suva, conditions were quite warm with light winds. And looking to the beautiful north, Labasa was warm at 32 degrees, whereas Savu was mild at 31. For tomorrow, it will be much like today, sunny, warm with some clouds and slight chance of light rain. So if you haven't been to the garden lately, guess this is the perfect time for you to do so. Looking further ahead to Wednesday, mainly sunny with an increasing chance of scattered showers later in the day across most of Fiji. And at sea, south to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, which will turn southeasterly tonight with moderate seas. The next low tide tonight is at 10:01 p.m. with a high tide tomorrow morning at 4:05 a.m. and with a low tide again at 9:55 a.m. That's the weather scene for today. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse today, we asked people if this was the hottest it's ever been in Fiji. Let's find out what they said.
Rain, no fresh air, nothing. We are very struggle for hot. The tap water too hot. Everything's hot.
Yes, the weather today is very hot. Sometimes I just can't stand it.
The weather in Nandi is keep on increasing, not like the years before, but now it's getting hotter.
The weather these days is very hot, and I hope it will rain some of these days.
Tonight we introduce another new segment which is called Weird and Wonderful. And our first look at this is something that's been turning heads in the capital. This rubber dinosaur sculpture is at the new FNPF Plaza on Greg Street. It has been a hit with kids, while some adults have also been having fun at this eye-catcher at Suva's newest mall. Recapping the main stories for tonight, blank CD war breaks out due to prices. Ra Village hit by Winston relocates, and staying home not an option, says Education Ministry. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. On to our poll question, this week we are asking, should the residential and ground rent freeze be lifted? To answer, visit our FBC website. Before we go, today's shot of the day comes from Taniela Vetata. This is from the Suva foreshore taken yesterday afternoon. Beautiful sunset at the Suva Harbour. Lovely shot of our beautiful surroundings. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share with us by Facebook page FBC, and you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. Until next time, from the team and I, good night.
I'm another sort of of Neabu whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.